Hi, welcome to Lectors Training on Sunday Readings with Sister Helen. Today I am sitting in for Sister Helen because her voice is not in the best condition, but I would be happy uh, to help you in practicing the readings for July 10, 2022, the 15th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Our reference books say that the message of the first reading is the basic Catholic moral teaching that asserts that within the human heart is a divine law that commands us to love. Moses, pause after Moses, so huminto po saglit after Moses, so that people will know who is speaking. So here, Moses is pleading with the people. Read it slowly in a low-keyed voice and in an appealing manner. Stress the underlined words, especially only, heed, keep, and the phrase all your heart and all your soul. And then shift from the voice of Moses to that of the apprehensive people. The second paragraph, here Moses explains the source of God's commandments and statutes. When you say the word sky, you raise your head and eyes a little. So itaas po ng konti ang ulo at mata as if you are looking at the sky. And when you say across the sea, look straight ahead to the farthest corner of the church, as if tinatanaw niyo po ang dagat. Always establish eye contact when posing the questions that follow. When you say, it is something very near to you, look into the eyes of those seated nearest you. So, yung mga nakaupo po na pinakamalapit sa inyo, doon po kayo titingin when you say this line. Okay, so let us read the first reading. To guide you with your pronunciation, say Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy, statutes, statutes, mysterious, mysterious. A reading from the book of Deuteronomy. Moses said to the people, if only you would heed the voice of the Lord your God and keep his commandments and statutes that are written in this book of the law. When you return to the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul. For this command that I enjoin on you today is not too mysterious and remote for you. It is not up in the sky that you should say, who will go up in the sky to get it for us and tell us of it, that we may carry it out? Nor is it across the sea that you should say, who will cross the sea to get it for us and tell us of it, that we may carry it out? No, it is something very near to you, already in your mouths and in your hearts. You have only to carry it out. The word of the Lord. The first part of the psalm is a prayer of one who has suffered for a long period of time, but knows his suffering is about to end. He always prays and knows that his prayers are heard. The second part sings of the glory and beauty of God's laws. These two psalms represent the response of people, and these should also be our response and prayer. Turn to the Lord in your need, and you will live. I pray to you, O Lord, For the time of your favor, O God, in your great kindness, answer me with your constant help. Answer me, O Lord, for bounteous is your kindness. In your great mercy, turn toward me. Turn to the Lord in your need, and you will live. I am afflicted and in pain. Let your saving help, O God, protect me. I will praise the name of God in song, and I will glorify him with thanksgiving. Turn to the Lord in your need, and you will live. See, you lowly ones, and be glad. You who seek God, may your hearts revive. For the Lord hears the poor, and his own who are in bonds he spurns not. Turn to the Lord in your need, and you will live. For God will save Zion and rebuild the cities of Judah. The descendants of his servants shall inherit it, and those who love his name shall inhabit it. Turn to the Lord in your need, and you will live. The entire second reading is derived from an early Christian hymn that extols Christ as Creator and Redeemer. Begin with energy and authority and calm pride. Your tone of voice should be low-keyed but firm. Since Christ is the focus of this reading, stress Christ Jesus, firstborn, in him, through him, for him, he, the head, the beginning, preeminent. Read the stressed words slowly and allow a longer pause before continuing. Thrones, dominions, or principalities or powers, these are all ranks of angels, all subordinate to Christ. He is before all things. Here, speak joyfully and with conviction. The hymn ends with a reminder that Christ brought peace and reconciliation to the world by shedding his blood. A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Colossians. Christ Jesus is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in him were created all things in heaven and on earth, the visible and the invisible. Whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he himself might be preeminent. For in him all the fullness was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile all things for him, making peace by the blood of his cross, through him, whether those on earth or those in heaven. The word of the Lord. That's it for today's practice. May we all continue serving the Lord. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.